guys, I'm Chi. Hope you all are doing well today. Now listen, family reunion, right? You're watching this video because now you're scared. Your heart is beating bang, 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 bang. Will I be denied or not? Well, there are a lot of factors you have to consider in here that made a lot of people lose it completely. Because you see, the embassy is trying hard to make sure that some people will not even succeed. So that the government that sent the ambassador there will say, the ambassador and his team is doing well. So you have to be careful when doing your documentations and providing evidences. Please like, share, subscribe if you're here for the first time, because here you get informations like this that keep it thrilled, informed, updated, transformed. You know, information is power. If you know, you know, and if you don't see, no, you don't know. But with Chi, surely you will know. Please, my one banana, drop the banana for me, man. That's the only thing you can do to show Chi some love. I mean the like button. Put like, show Chi some love, okay? All right, now listen. Now have you done the interview already? Now you notice one thing that they keep hitting on that interview. Stamp in and stamp out. That is your husband or the person bringing you. Maybe it could be your wife. Where is the stamp in and stamp out? You know, when the person is traveling, there's a stamp on that visa pages, the pages of that his passport. That's what they're asking for that your partner there in Italy to provide it. That showed that the person really came back to Nigeria to see you, and it depends on the date you wrote in that marriage certificate, the date on that marriage certificate when it was issued, the date you guys wedded. So how can you say that you wedded 3 years ago and you cannot provide the stamping and stamp out of the person, that your partner? Then how did the person come back to marry you? So they need that evidence. They need the evidence, else they will say the marriage was fake. You just paid money in one local government or court, they just issued the marriage certificate. So that's the proof. You know? So, for those that are asilo political, you want to bring your partner. That's the kind of document you have. You are putting your marriage, that you did your marriage 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and you have stayed in Italy for over 8 years, 10 years, 15 years. How did you then come back and marry this person in your country? How did you do it? Is it magic? And the marriage is just 2-3 years ago. That means there's a way you came in. So they will say, where is the stamping and stamp out? Unless the marriage certificate is backdated like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 8 years ago. So you have to calculate, when did you come into Italy? Then you can, let's say you came into Italy 2020, then you can say you married 2010 or 13 or 12. It will make sense. So the best thing is this, to avoid all those horror, because without the stamping and stamp out, for those of you that have all these normal documents that can allow you to travel back home, you have to provide it. You have to provide it, or make your calculations right. Else, your person you are bringing will be denied. In fact, it will take the grace of God for that person to have the visa for family reunion. To take the grace of God. But in most cases, these days, the embassy, they are very strict. Italy now is very strict on that. It's very strict. Then another thing is photos, marriage photos. You know, when you went to the court to do the signing, everything, they want to see that photos of the judge, the person that conducted the marriage for you guys. They want to see those photo evidence, not the one in church, not traditional marriage photo. The one you did in court, because that is the one you provided to them. So you have to have photos, photo evidence. So please, to avoid stories that touches the heart, if you know you can travel back home and do things right, take photos with your partner in the court there, with your witnesses, family member. You can take permission from your workplace. Go back home, travel to Nigeria, go and take those photos so that you save yourself all those stress. At least by going back home, you also have your stamping and stamp out, because as you are leaving, they will put a stamp that you are leaving. Then as you are coming back, there is a stamp that shows that you came in. So those evidences now will give you automatic ticket for the visa. That's for the person you are bringing. We surely get the visa. Those things are very important. Very, very important. I'm telling you. If you have those things, forget it. No one can deny you that visa. They can't deny you. So please, they are very strict now. Even those lawyers, they are very strict. Some lawyers will just collect money from you, small chicken change you normally give to them. But they'll still go back and make their report. Because them too want to retain their job. They want the embassy that assigned them to do those verification interview to see that them too they are working, so that they'll keep signing, renewing their contract for them. So some might just collect it, laugh with you, but they'll still go back and write a bad report that the marriage is fake. There's no evidence of this, no evidence of that. And then you see, you have been denied visa. Not that you cannot reapply again. No. You that is here in Italy, your partner here in Italy, can easily apply for another Nola Star, and then maybe before applying for another one, the person can come back home and get married to you. Properly. Have the photo evidence, stamp in, stamp out. Then know your witnesses, because they will ask you during the interview, what are the names of your witnesses, where did you marry, which local government, how did you meet, when did your partner last came back. Many questions they will ask you. So that's why both of you have to communicate. You have to ask your partner that is bringing you a lot of questions about him, about his family, his age, when he was born, where he was born. Many questions, so that you'll be familiar with everything, so that during the interview you get things right. Because if you keep fumbling during the interview, talking nonsense, the interviewer can equally fail you and say that, how can you say you're married to this person? Yes, we don't know anything about the person. When the person traveled, you don't know. The name of the person, you're not sure. Date of birth, you're not sure. Where the person was born, you're not sure. How many family members the person have? What are their names? So how old are they? Which village he came from? Which local government? Where is he working in Italy? Where is he living in Italy? You have to know a lot of these things. The names of the witnesses that came during that day of your wedding, they are there in the marriage certificate. You can always rehearse it. Where was the marriage conducted? Which court? You know, you have to know a lot about the person bringing you and how you guys met as well. They will ask you, how did you guys meet? They will ask you, does this person send you money? Has this person ever come back? When did this person come back last? When did the person travel? You have to know. So prepare, because surely there will be an interview, unless maybe the lawyer decided not to interview you. Then good luck for you. But you see that marriage certificate, it must be there, the one in court, not your church marriage or traditional marriage. You see photo evidence that you guys are really married. You have to provide it. So you not ask, and the stamp in, stamp out. You not ask, what if I don't have evidence like that much evidence to even cover up my trash? Maybe about the photo evidence. Then you can easily go to the court and sue an affidavit and make a police report that they are lost. You have to have the police report and the affidavit, the court report, that you went to court and do the affidavit to declare that the bag or phone containing this evidence is lost. Then if you can prove it, you can give it to the interviewer and say, this is the evidence, everything lost like 5 years ago. You know, or your bag where you kept it was stolen. You go and make an affidavit of it. Go do a police report. You know, then you can tender that one to the person. You know. So for the stamping, stamp out, maybe your partner there doesn't have the passport anymore. You can tell your partner to go make a police report that the passport is lost. The passport is lost, the person now have a new one, so the stamping, stamp out is not there. I don't know, but these are the evidences you can also tender to cover up. You can serve as an alternative. So you can present it to the lawyer, interviewer, and say, these are the evidence that these documents were there before and now they are lost. You know? As if it happened. Okay? So you have to be smart when preparing to Japa, to travel, to come to Italy. You have to be serious and prepared. It's not a child's play anymore. It's not like those days when lawyers don't even come. Now they come. Okay? So in summary, all I'm saying is this. You that is asilo political, you'll be wondering, how do I then get married? How do I bring my wife? I have this girl I've met online. How do I get married to her? How do I do it? Well, you can travel to the country closer to your country. A country sharing border with your country. You can travel to that country direct, you know, do the necessary thing, get their visa, whether it's visa on arrival. You have to check out with the embassy to know how they do their stuff. So you can travel to that country, tell your partner to come over there. Then you can, you know, before you go to that country to do the marriage, make a call. If you have friends there, fine. You know, you can have friends here in Italy or any part of the Europe that live in that have family members in that country. The person knows how the country functions, so the person can easily help you and put you through and give you some connections how to go about the marriage in his or her country. You know, so you follow that step. So you travel there, After you have gotten information about the country, how you that is not from there can marry there. Then you can travel with your partner over there, tell your partner to come over there, then you travel to that country, and both of you get married there in the court. Both of you can get married there in the court of that country. Yes, you can marry there. It's possible. Then you can take photos. Now you have all the evidence. Your stamping out is already in your documento di viaggio or titolo di viaggio. You know, you take photos, you get the marriage certificate, then you're good to go. If you have asilo politico or subsidiary that maybe you're afraid to travel back to your country direct, you can go to the neighboring country, go to the court and get information and marry there. If you have friends there, somebody can easily give you residence there, an address where they can say you live here or there. Then why some will say you can also marry in the embassy of that country, Italy embassy. You can inquire from the embassy and say, hey, I'm asilo politico. I want to marry in there. They can conduct the marriage for you in the embassy there. It's doable. So all you have to do is to make your research right, consult, contact the embassy, and then figure it out and carry on with it, with the procedures, and get all the documents they will ask you to bring along. Okay? So that's how asilo politico holders can do their stuff. And those that are afraid of traveling home directly because they have subsidiary which they fear that they're not allowed to travel back direct. But for you that can travel direct, please go back direct to your country, get married, and avoid yourself all those stress. You can do it. Just save some money. Travel home, do the marriage, sharp. Your partner back home there can even start the procedure, getting appointments and the rest. Then you know the date. Before the date, you come back and do it and go back almost immediately and continue your job, your work. So if you don't have a job, how can you bring your partner? That one I'll tell in my next video. I'm out of here. I am Chief. Please like, share, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section.